in that last scene where he was like talking about who he paid off and stuff like that, I'm like, God damn, dude, I have to like go back and do like all the accounting for this movie because like
Yeah.
none of the. I'm like, okay, you paid 25 and then 50 for the other guy, and I'm like, there was supposed to be 125 in that bag, so you have
So there's
50K.
50,000.
He wanted 50 or something like that originally. I mean, I don't
No,
even know.
when he met him in the nightclub towards the beginning, he offered him 50,000, and he says, "But you want your 5,000, so it's really just 45, right?" You remember that part?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so he got what he wanted.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought he needed like a bunch of money to like buy land or something like that.
He needed 5,000 to buy the land.
Oh, that was it because he told his like ex-wife or whatever that they wanted like 44,000 or something.
No, 4,400.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
it was the 50s.
Yeah, I know, but he also said that the guy keeps raising the price just to spite him
Yeah,
because he was like he knows I want it. So I thought that
right.
like,
Yeah, that's how much land
okay,
costed back then, probably.
sure, all right. I mean, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I
Yeah,
wasn't like,
I like the movie. There's a lot of layers to it.
yeah, I'd have to watch it again to like really get everything because I was definitely like, I was just like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, I'm just gonna watch a little bit more and hopefully it will start to get explained.
Yeah.
Because like they obviously like slow revealed a lot of stuff, like especially like David Harbour's like involvement in it, and it was also like unclear like what was going on. But apparently this is like a story about the collusion between the big automobile manufacturers.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah. I think okay. So the plot line where David Harbour or whatever his name is, where he had intended to like sell that to Studebaker guy. I didn't think that was that important to the plot.
Well, they needed him to get the thing in the safe, right?
Right.
And
But
then
like
he also
the
knew the
part when
guy
he goes
that
to the
actually
hotel
had
to
it.
admit to the woman that he wasn't gonna sell it to them in the first place, he changed his mind about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just to like flesh out his character
Yeah.
and give us everything on that because you know he was he had like a conscience basically
Right.
about the whole thing.
What the hell?
So
I mean, it wasn't trash like Gunpowder Milkshake. Like
yeah,
it was
straight
stylized
trash.
and like I liked how we got into like an interesting scene like right away, and like I honestly felt like the movie like never really lost pace once they broke into the house in the beginning. Like I was pretty immersed in like trying to figure out like what was going on, and I was interested, and I didn't feel like there were too many lulls. Like every scene was like a shakedown, or like someone was like divulging information, or people were like meeting behind their backs, or
Yeah.
it was like a scene where someone was like like David Harbour was like beating that guy up to like get other information or something. So it felt like all the scenes like were pretty purposeful and like moving things along.
Yeah, I don't think anything was unnecessary other than yeah. I mean, like again,
This was
I thought
solid. Like
yeah,
I'd have to, like I said, I'd have to really rewatch it again and like pay attention to everything to really kind of comprehensively understand the story. But if we're like on a scale, this is like above 5 territory. I don't know like where it lands, but like I didn't really have any problems with this movie, and like all the acting was good.
yeah. I thought the acting was good, and
The characters were
everything
enjoyable to
looked
watch.
really real. Like all the sets and everything, I think looked really cool.
Yeah,
Um, it was cool that it's like a crime movie, and then you have like all these fucking crime boss guys that they're trying to like pay off and run away from, and then like make a deal with. I thought that was really cool. That's like a classic thing with Soderbergh movies. He doesn't tell you like all the information that you need to know. Like We go
Yeah,
back
you
to
said
that.
he was Ocean's 11, right?
Yeah, he did Ocean's 11. Yeah. We go back to that scene where he visits the woman and gets a suitcase, like towards the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I think you can infer from that was his ex-wife, who probably left him after he went into prison because like I think I got the impression when he heard the baby crying and he got like sad, and then she felt like awkward about it
Oh,
because like that's her new husband
yeah.
and she has a baby with him. So
Um,
yeah, but it didn't, he didn't come out and say that, and none of the characters like addressed it or anything. But like,
yeah. It
as the
also wasn't like super important. I got the
yeah, it's
impression
not
that
super important, right? It's just an example of like how Soderbergh like
yeah, structure
doesn't give
scenes.
you yeah doesn't give you all the information.
Yeah.
What are you doing, step bro?
Boy.
So, what does this one sound like?
What are you
Oh, it's the
doing,
same.
step bro?
Okay. What else can I say about this movie?
Show me what you got.
So,
I mean, this movie was just solid. It was good. It was
yeah,
not like jump off the page like super high spectacle or anything like that. Where I'm like leaving the theater with like a ton to fucking say about it. But it was just like this was a good use of like 2 hours of my time.
yeah, and I thought it was a pretty satisfying ending too. Um, that what's his name, Don
Cheadle,
Cheadle. Yeah,
yeah,
Goins. He gets
Goys.
out alive because like he was like a really good person. Like even though he commits crime, he like still shot that guy before he killed the other guy.
Mhm.
At the beginning, he shot the other crime guy.
Yeah,
It's almost like they all have like they get what they deserve because like I mean, oh, what was the other guy's name? Ronald.
yeah, he got
Ronald was like,
sloppy
yeah, he was getting
because he.
sloppy, and he was a pretty bad guy to begin with. He was trying to sell out Goins, and
Mhm.
Goins was making a plan just for them to get out.
Yeah, and then he
Um,
also did bail at the last second, even though that kind of got negated by the fact that uh, at Atkins was that his name?
Aldrich.
Aldrich.
Yeah,
Yeah, he came up to get Goins and stuff like that. But yeah, and then he was basically just like I think it kind of is was like it makes sense that like the girl killed him is he was just like putting himself in like too many he just had like too much going on and he was like always drinking and it was like he got
yeah,
killed like opening another bottle of like alcohol
right.
and then did get like momentarily saved by his flask but you know it's like the person that shot you is like right next to you and so
Yeah. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I mean like Brendan Fraser, I can't get over it. He's just not. He doesn't look good, man. He's got like he looks like he's got some health issues going on. He
he
might
looked
have.
really funny.
Yeah, he looked really funny, but he also looks sick. Like he didn't look
I mean
like
he just
normal.
looked he didn't look like oh man I just got fat he looked like he was like inflated.
Yeah.
He looked like the Michelin Man. he, was, he was made out of tires. And just like, I don't know what it was, but it's like all his clothes were like comically too small for him.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah.
Like,
The
even,
costume department
even
couldn't
his
stop a big and
clothes were
tall
like,
store.
yeah, like even his clothes were like not used to him being fat yet. Like his clothes used to be fan of his like his clothes are like really big fan of the Mummy, and they're like, I can't believe this fucking guy is getting into us right now.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he wasn't like a huge part of the movie, other than the fact that he was like he was like huge,
Yeah,
but
he was
he
a
had a
huge
small
part of
role.
the scene. He was
Yeah. He like secretly wanted both guys to sit in the back because he's like, "There's no room for you guys
Yeah,
up
there's
here."
no way I could sit in the So yeah, I mean, like I would say this is worth your time, and if it came out in the theaters, I wouldn't have regretted seeing it in the theaters. So I'd say it's
Yeah,
worth your money.
me either. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's refreshing to see a movie that's good nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
Would
yeah,
that have
so
come out in the theater? Or like
I
where
don't
did that
know.
come out?
It came out on HBO Max.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was Warner Bros. So yeah, they probably
yeah,
were gonna release it in the theater.
probably. Yeah,
And they just put everything on
I
the
want to know. I
Netflix.
mean, are they making more money doing that? Because they might just do that for all their movies, like forever, and it's like they don't have to pay AMC or Regal or whatever any money to do that. It's like stop watch it on our own platform.
I feel like we'll probably eventually like trend towards that.
Hopefully,
I think that we were kind of getting to the point where, big movie like tentpole movies as they call them, like those kind of need to get released in theaters because those are really the only things that like draw the crowds in, and that
yeah,
I think we were trending towards like more serious dramatic stuff and things like this being
being on
released
streaming.
on streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've been kind of seeing things go.
So another thing I liked about this movie, like I said before, it was like there's a lot of layers. So it starts out and you're like, okay, well, it's like they're just three crime guys doing crime,
Mhm.
and then they hold up the family, and then the dad from the family goes to the office, and now he's got his thing going on with the secretary, but he needs the file. So that's like one more layer to it, and then that shit pops off where they try to double cross each other, and Jones calls him up, and he's like, "Yeah, just kill everybody." And so like, who knows who Jones is? You trust Jones, and
Mhm.
can they even? That's the guy that hired them. So like, who hired Jones? And so like, they're all trying to get to the bottom of it, and yeah, it was like really interesting watching that unravel.
Well, I thought also like I was suspecting that Goins was kind of knew how to maneuver because he had what Aldrich's book, so he had to know like kind of who works for who and like who he could kind of like trust and like things like that. I was suspecting that. I don't know if that's like
Oh yeah,
how.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because I was like, he's got to be there. There was like one part that they mentioned. Like when Matt Damon's character was like, you sniffed out who was at the top and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, he knows who's at the top because he's got that guy's
Yeah, he
book,
has the book. Yeah.
so he knows like who's connected, how, and where, and I'm like, he's probably using that to his advantage. He should be if he's smart. So I was suspecting that.
Yeah, so I would rate this movie. I'd say 6 out of 10. I like Soderbergh's style. It wasn't like super exciting, but the parts that did get exciting were like really cool, and they were earned. Like the part when they're at the restaurant and everybody gets shot up, that was like pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that scene. That was a cool like setup. It was like, oh, that's what you got those other guys for, so he could have them in there as kind of like stooges
Yeah,
to like get the drop on Brendan Fraser.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And then Brendan Fraser shows up and puts the gun under the napkin, which is a great move. If you're trying to hold someone up in a restaurant, you put the gun under the napkin. Everybody knows that. That's a classic move.
Classic gangster move.
Yeah, it's a gangster move, and you have to make sure it's a nice restaurant that will have the cloth napkins, because some restaurants will just give you those little square cocktail napkins, and you can't hide a gun under that. So yeah, 6 out of 10. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I would put it like over 5, so it's got to be at least a 6. And like I think there could be room for it to be higher, but I'd have to like watch it again now that I know like all the characters' names and kind of how like most of it plays out, so I could really like track exactly like how intricate the story is. And like this is definitely one of those movies that I feel like benefits from rewatches. And
Probably, yeah.
like I said, it wasn't really like boring or whatever. So like I wouldn't mind like watching this again. Like just the performances alone were like pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I would definitely like not have a problem like running this back from the beginning and watching it again just to kind of figure out like exactly everything that happened.
You want to do that right now?
No.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here, folks. Watch it once, and then watch it again, but not immediately after. I would recommend. So we're gonna watch Space Jam now, or what?
Yeah, now we're gonna watch Space Jam.
Yeah.